let's talk about some of the key frameworks. So you've got CMMC, you've got ITAR and HIPAA. Um, let's take a step back just in case somebody's not quite sure what's covered under some of those or who might need those those frameworks in their business. Let's start with the easiest one. I think one a bit more common. Where does HIPAA apply?
Well, I mean, they are when you're going down a CMMC journey. So I'm just talk from this perspective. Like your audit is so involving and consuming. Like HIPAA is not anything that you would ever think about if you had challenges. So like if you were doing CMMC type of engagement with the client and they had medical, maybe they were doing medical things for the Department of Defense and stuff like that. So you had also those types of challenges. It is like they're different lanes, so you have to really take them as separate challenges that can work together, but they are so regimented in the CMMC. Like you've got to make sure that you nail it absolutely accurate in order for you to pass, and then also address those HIPAA challenges as well. And I don't.
Well, and I
It's
think if we're looking at this from I guess most of the folks watching this have exposure to lots of different industries, like my MSP did. They have some exposure to the DIB, Defense Industrial Base, but maybe they have some exposure to HIPAA clients, medical clients, doctors' offices, medical practices, and car dealerships for FTC, and just all kinds. We can go into financial and all the different acronyms that pop up with financial. What I can say is this, is that the reason why we're talking so much about CMMC now is because it has the most, with the exclusion of certain financial industry regulations, CMMC has the most amount of teeth right now. I likened it before to, with DFARS, it's like you could drive your car for a day, a week, a month, 10 years without a driver's license until the day you got caught. And the day you got caught was a bad day. It wasn't a life-ending day. It wasn't a super horrible day, but it was a bad day. Now, before the car door even opens, you have to show your CMMC certification. That's kind of where I liking it to. You can't even get into the car until you have that. Other regulatory entities are starting to see this and starting to see how much it has teeth. HIPAA, came out recently. They put out for public comment. Now they've retrieved it back again and are digesting the public comment. But they've put out their new proposed changes to HIPAA high tech security rule. There's some teeth in there. There's some really strong teeth about before it was the industry could identify, or the business could identify what they wanted to do here. The business could set what their policy was for this. Now it's like, you must do an annual assessment. You must do an annual pen test. You must do at least every 6 months of quarterly vulnerability scans. None of that was a must before. It was organization could define it, and then you could go from there. So that hasn't officially come out yet because still going through the process of everything. I don't think those pieces are going to be cut out. And you look for some changes in the HIPAA regs, probably spring of next year is what people are saying. We'll see what that looks like. But the reason why we're bringing all this up is because when you start to care about a highly regulated industry, it translates across most industries. The controls are the controls. They have different control numbers, but you're going to have very similar controls from one that you do the other. And so what I would say is, for those of you that are looking at CMMC, it's a great lift. It's a heavy lift, but it's a great lift. But you're going to be surprised at how many of those cross map over for your own staff's knowledge, how much of that cross maps over to HIPAA and to other regulations that are out there.